a grave sin to willfully forsake congregational worship according to Iglesia y Cristo? According to their website, congregational worship service is of extreme importance in the Church of Christ. That is why members are strictly forbidden to forsake it. To willfully forsake it is a grave sin. Read Hebrews 10:25-27. A choice that is consciously made knowing the consequences is a willful choice. For example, you are to choose between attending congregational worship and attending your wife who is about to give birth. Now, you have two choices with known consequences. The first choice is attending the congregational worship, thus not committing a grave sin but not being able to support your wife in giving birth. The second choice is attending to your wife and giving birth, but committing a grave sin in the process. Which choice will you make? Whatever the choice, so long as you know the consequences, is a willful choice. But to Iglesia y Cristo, if you choose the second one, you will commit a grave sin. But will you really? Let's study this in context. Their support of why it is such a grave sin to willfully forsake congregational worship is Hebrews 10:25-27, which reads, 25. Not giving up meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching. 26. If we deliberately keep on sinning after we have received the knowledge of the truth, no sacrifice for sins is left. 27. But only a fearful expectation of judgment and of raging fire that will consume the enemies of God. Hebrews 10:25-27. It seems like, in their context, the sinning in verse 26 is being referred to giving up meeting together, hence a grave sin to them. But this is not what the context says. The deliberately keep on sinning is not referring to giving up meeting up together. In fact, verse 26 is already in another theme unrelated to verse 25. For this reason, in most of the Bible translations, verse 26 to verse 31 is another paragraph, and it talks about judgment on intentional sin. This intentional sin is related to verse 28 and verse 29, which reads, when someone rejected the law from Moses, they were put to death without mercy on the basis of the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses. How much worse punishment do you think is deserved by the person who walks all over God's Son, who acts as if the blood of the covenant that made us holy is just ordinary blood, and who insults the Spirit of grace? Hebrews 10:28-29. So the Iglesia y Cristo gravely misunderstood Hebrews 10:25-27 to suit their purpose of making their congregant feel obligated to attend their congregational worship. Again, the context of verse 26 can be read in succeeding verses from 27 to 31, not in the preceding verse 25.